Today's episode, I think, is going to be huge, especially for beginners. How to rebook clients, how to get them to keep coming back again and again and again. We're going to get into the details of this right now on the Biz Talk. Trace, can I get you to not come back? Is that possible? Like, we're... I figure we go opposites with the topic today, which is how to keep your clients coming back. But I'm going to try to get Tracey to never come back ever again.
Oh, it helps if your mic's on.
Oh, there we go. That was awesome, actually. I was like,
He was
only
happy.
I get to talk.
So what's different? So this is how to get clients to come back and how to get Tracy to leave.
out, yeah.
I just pronounced my own name wrong.
Yeah, that's okay. Nobody ever does it except for you. So it's all good. You know what's funny on the talking thing that you just said? You know, somebody made a comment on YouTube. I thought it was so funny this weekend.
What'd they say?
They're like, the guy that's in all black, all he does is talk and he doesn't listen to anybody and he's so annoying. And I was like,
Oh, that was me.
I'm like, there's probably some truth to
Took
that.
a swig out of the bottle of my wine and just like, watch
Dang
this.
it. Thought it was funny. Okay, how to rebook clients. This is super important. It's what we talk about, building a clientele, right? A standing clientele.
Yep.
Standing clientele meaning you've got the same clients that are coming back every 2 to 3 weeks. And eventually you get to the point where you can no longer take any more clients because you have your standing clientele, right?
Yep.
So this is huge, but it requires a little bit of maybe, to me, this is like some sales tactics more than anything. It comes back to clearly communicating to your customer, like probably towards the end of the service or at the end of the service. But
Right.
I'm curious, how did you go about this, Tracey, when you were building? How do you do that? Because
It was so awkward.
it can be.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're kind of asking for the sale at that point.
I hated this part. I really did. Because especially when I first started out, I mean, I was 20.
What?
No, 20, 25.
You were 25?
25.
Okay.
I think. It seems so long ago.
I was going to say something rude, but I'm going to zip it.
Yeah,
Okay.
you better.
Yeah.
And I really had no experience in like owning my own business or sales or any of that. So it was just and you're insecure as it is. So to ask a person for a follow-up appointment is almost going, did you like my work?
Right.
And that's awkward.
Just really quick, I wanted to just comment. Everything that you said that you were feeling is probably how most people are feeling right now starting out. So this is great.
Yeah.
This is great. Okay, so continue.
So I had this owner of the salon, and I've talked about her many times, Kathy Chartier, just amazing woman.
Yeah.
I swear, if she still owned her salon, if she hadn't sold it 3 years into my career, I would probably still be working there. I mean,
Wow.
she just was an amazing person. And she would literally call me towards the end of the appointment and be like, you haven't tried to rebook them. What's going on? So she was which was
great.
nice. Yeah, she was the one that was just kept on pushing me, but she was right. Like it's literally at that time we had, the books, your calendar book. And, so it wasn't all on the phone.
Right.
And it's, hey, as you're cleaning up and they're getting the money, okay, get my book out. Now get my phone out. Let's go ahead and book your next appointment because I want to make sure that you have that standing appointment. Because ideally, what you're trying to do is fill every part of the day. So you want to try to get them to stick to that appointment.
Right, of course.
So should we go ahead and book your appointment for the next 2 weeks and go ahead? That way you know for a fact that you have the appointment. If you need to switch it, just let me know ahead of time. But let's go ahead and get you booked
put it in the books?
Yeah, let's put it in the books.
And what were the responses? Because not every time people are like, yes.
Not every time, but most of the time.
Really?
Yeah, most of the time they're very like, oh yeah, let's get it. So,
but do you say like, hey, look, I'm in the process of filling up my my schedule. Like my goal is I want to fill my schedule up, and I want you to be part of that. I want you to be part of my sort of standing clientele.
I was a little more of the my books fill up pretty fast, so I really want to make sure you have your appointment. Let's get you. I didn't really take. I took a more of a maybe stretching the truth as far as my clientele.
Okay.
A point of view, which was worked for me.
But is it really? I mean, maybe because if you tell somebody, I'm filling my books.
It's truthful.
That's exactly what you're gonna do. And if you're like, here's the thing. If your goal is to fill your book trace and then you get to that goal, which you're gonna get to it, well, then that person is kind of screwed. They no longer have an appointment.
And it happens. I've had people that happened to, just never would make the commitment, and they'd be like, especially evening appointments, that's very sought after.
Of course, because everybody gets off of work.
Yeah,
right.
And I would have people that were so used to, just calling in last minute and getting it, and it finally came to the point where I'm like, no, I don't have it. Well, what do you mean you don't have it? Well, I've been trying to get you to commit to it, but I always take that appointment, but you've never committed to it. Correct. I ask you every time, and you've never committed it. Someone else committed it to the appointment. So
see, I think communicating that is absolutely essential. You have to let them know, because even if your books are open right now, your plan is they're not going to be in the next 6 to 12 months or 24 months, 2 years. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It's soon not going to be available.
And those really sought after appointment times are going to fill up first.
Correct.
So those aren't, when you look at it, what's after 5, there's not many appointments in the week for that. So those are going to be like, if you didn't commit, I don't know what to tell you.
Correct. And communicating that to them.
Yep. And I would tell them, like, listen, understand that you can't commit to it, but I'm telling you, if someone else wants the appointment, I'm going to give it to them.
Yeah, you have to as a business person. So, for me, this is like a big, like in sales.
You're selling yourself, right?
You are selling yourself. Now, I used to have an issue with like selling a product, right? Like, it was hard for me to sell a product. Go to trying to sell yourself.
Yeah.
Like, that's a whole nother level. And I can see where, like, in the beginning, when you're building confidence, it can be challenging and hard. But what do you have to lose is what I ask, right?
Yeah. You know what? It's what would I call it? It's your ego.
Right.
That's what you have to lose, is your ego, when they're like, no, I don't want to. And you in your head go, it's because I suck and they didn't like the work and they didn't like, not the fact that they just couldn't commit to an appointment. All you hear is all these negative things in your head. So so better not to ask than to be, them to deny me.
Which is the worst thing that anybody can do in life. That's not the way to go about it. It's like, fine, take the no, or like, you have to practice volume. You've got to practice like asking, and then if they don't give you the response, you follow it up with, hey, this is going to fill up. I'm telling you it's going to fill up. Like, I'm communicating that to you now. And if you don't take the spot now, it's going to be gone. If you take it now, it's yours. And then, like, it's done deal.
Yeah. And if you in a week you decide, that's not the appointment for me, just give me a call. But again, it's the communication, and it's kind of like telling someone your prices. The feeling is very similar for me.
Yeah.
But once
they're related.
You get used to it, it doesn't even phase you after a while. And it doesn't phase them because you have the confidence behind it. So it's all in your head, pretty much.
Right. It almost always is. Communicating anything in business, in nails, most of it, like, so many people are scared. Like, I don't want to tell my clients certain boundaries. I don't want to communicate to them about their appointment times, about being on time, about making sure they make decisions quickly. All these things, like, it's just fear. For some reason, there's this idea, like, there's confrontation. It's not confrontation. I guess to a certain degree, you're confronting an issue, but it's not like you're battling with your client. You're communicating what needs to be communicated for your business to run smoothly, asking for the sale, asking the customer for that rebooking. And here's the thing. In the beginning, I swear to God, you're going to hear it come out of your mouth and it's going to feel awkward as
Foreign.
hell.
It'll feel like someone else is saying it. Like,
Yeah.
But that's okay. And really what I would say is there any difference between my clientele that I was able to communicate that to eventually more comfortably, not a problem, didn't faze me. Even asking for money didn't faze me.
Right.
Is there any difference between that clientele and your clientele? No.
Right.
The only difference is you.
Okay, so let's run through an example. Okay, we're finishing up our nail service. Okay, looking at my nails. I pay you. Do you ask for the money like after like, hey, that's 40.
Oh yeah, give me my money.
But you don't actually say, give me my money.
Yeah, give me my money. No, I'd say,
Are you ready? Are you ready to close the appointment? Or?
So you're all done. Your total now is $3,000.
Perfect.
I would like that in small bills.
Okay, in pennies.
In pennies.
Got it. And thank you, Tracy. I love my nails, and I will talk to you later. I appreciate it.
Before you leave, though, Beavers, we need to get you back on the books because I want to make sure you have an appointment. You know, things get crazy around here. So let's go ahead and get you in your slot so you have your appointment.
Okay, but I've never had a problem booking an appointment in the past. Like I think I'll give you a call in a couple weeks. I mean,
that's fine. I can't guarantee because I have been filling up pretty quick. But if you want to risk it, that's cool. We'll try to get you in around your appointment that you normally like. But I know that this is the
time. I like this time.
I would really recommend just going ahead and booking it because, you know what? If things change in a week, just let me know. But I think usually you're consistent in this appointment. So let's just get it scheduled.
Okay. So like next week, if for whatever reason something comes up, I can just call you.
Yeah, just give me a ring. Yeah.
Okay. Very simple, very clean.
Yeah.
To the point.
Yeah.
Get them on the damn books.
Get them on the books, especially when you're first starting. Because even if they call in a week and they cancel, oh well, at least more than likely they won't.
Yeah.
More than likely they won't. As long as it's not right before their appointment, I don't care if they, if they need to tweak things.
Here's what I would say. Like the same way that your amazing owner before would call you before your appointment's over, and
that wasn't cell phone times. She would literally call her own salon, ask for me, and get transferred to me.
Yeah, and be like, rebook that appointment.
Yeah.
You need to hear our voices in your head, okay? We're calling you. This video is playing in your head, and you need to basically say, just ask the appointment, ask for the rebooking, and then out of your mouth, let it rip. And just say, hey, I know you usually like this time. Let's get you in and rebook because my schedule is going to fill up. It's going to fill up. Yep. And I know you like this time. Let's get it in. And if something comes up in a week, you need to change, you can do that. But let's get you on the books. Ask for it. If she says, if your client's like, you know what, I'm good, no problem. Just practice asking every single client that comes in your chair. I think that's the first thing, is getting comfortable with that asking.
Just ask and you'll be surprised. Like 90% of them are going to rebook right then. I'm one of those people that tend not to rebook because I travel so much. But now that I'm home a lot, then I'm trying to get more comfortable with that. But I know for more than likely, I probably won't get that appointment I want.
You know what's crazy? I just realized is so when I get a haircut, I go to the same place, the same time slot.
Why do you not book?
Nobody has ever freaking asked me. And
Would you not like that?
I would.
Yeah.
If somebody said, hey, I notice you come in this time, let's just book it out for the year. I'm going to put you in. You come in every 2 months. Let's do this. I'll just put it in. If you can't do it, it's fine.
Yeah.
But I'll set a reminder to text you 1 week before your haircut.
The scheduling apps do that for you now.
Yeah. And I would love that.
I would love to be able to schedule out. I just feel bad because I do have to cancel, and sometimes, pretty close to their appointment, and especially with hair, they need a lot of time. So, I would love to be able to. It's a no-brainer for the customer.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Yeah, that's surprising. They've never asked you.
Never. And I go to the same place with pretty much the same person every couple months. And the biggest hurdle is like, I got to go in there and like, let me check to get the time and then put it in. It's so stupid. It's like the easiest thing. I go in the system and I book it in the system and then it's done. And Theo and I, my son and I show up.
Reoccurring.
Yeah. Just have it reoccurring would be good. But I'm just surprised nobody's ever asked me. Like, that's insane.
That is insane. And I'll tell you what, because I do not do it, I have lost hairdressers before.
Right.
Because they couldn't get me in and they filled their schedule. So, and I'm risking it and I hate that. But
of course.
So
especially when you find somebody that you like.
That I like.
You got to get in.
That's hard.
Let us know, how do you ask for the rebooking? How do you ask for the sale? This is something that is non-negotiable. If you're in the nail business, you need to ask every single appointment. It needs to be just as normal as, hello, how are you doing? When they're about to leave, you need to rebook. You need to ask for it. Do it every time. Let us know how you do it. Tracey, again, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for joining us, and we will see you next time on the Biz Talk.